Welcome to one of my most fabulous inspirational clients, Haylee. So happy to have you. So we're going to just kind of talk about how inspirational Haylee, her journey has been over the last like 9 weeks. I counted. And it's crazy because that's not even that long. Like, it's not at all. So Haylee joined my September Confident Women group, went through that program, and then is now in my VIP group. So Haylee, why don't we just start with kind of like briefly, maybe what was going on before, where you were at when you joined the first Confident Women group?
Yeah, so I was kind of at a stage in my life where I was letting life kind of just happen to me, and I wasn't making choices. I was just going with the flow all the time, and I could tell it was taking a toll on me. I didn't feel confident. I didn't want to wear summer clothes. I wanted to be in, jeans that tucked me in everywhere and long sleeves, and it was hot and I was embarrassed. And I was like, I've done so many programs. I've I've literally done as many as I know. And I've tried the diet fads and I'm frustrated because they don't work for me. They don't I've seen other people maybe make progress, but everyone seems to go back to their old ways and gain all that back. I need something that works. I need something fun. I need something fast. I need something that's going to work. And I had a friend, Michaela, who had already been in the group. And I was like, can you tell me more about this? And she's like, yeah, I'll tell you everything that you need to know. And so I'm like, okay, I want to do this. I know it's a big commitment. Am I ready? And that was
Yeah.
another huge thing for me. It's like, do I want to just keep living this go with the flow life and watching the pounds just roll on? Or am I ready to make big changes? Because if I wasn't in the mindset to be ready to make these changes, the information would have been lost on me. But because I took time and I said, okay, am I willing to give up eating pizza every day? Yes. Okay. I can have it once in a while. Am I willing to give up saying yes to every offer that comes across the table? I think I can do that. Yeah. So I had to make these choices for myself to be ready to even join the program because if I wasn't ready, I wouldn't have made any progress.
Yes, 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 yes. And I know that like we went back and forth a couple of times because you did have some reservations and you were super reflective about that question of like, am I ready? But also knowing I don't want to keep going on the same trajectory that I'm on. So it was like kind of that delicate dance of the two. So what and you kind of mentioned like some reservations that you had, but when we got started, what was like maybe one or two top things you wanted to accomplish, goals, however we want to say that? Like, what were you looking to get out of the program?
Well, I needed some structure because I'd been so wishy-washy and loosey-goosey and jumping from program to program for years, honestly. And I needed some consistency. I needed someone to hold me accountable, someone to basically hold my hand for the first bit while I figured out what was going on. Um, I needed to undo a lot of my bad habits because I had a lot, which started when I was a chunky kid and then kept going as I was in high school, got worse in college because there's so much food freedom once you leave the nest. So, and I knew that they weren't healthy habits, but no one was telling me not to do them. So I just kept doing them. And so much of what I had ingrained into me to just be comfort food or comfort toward a situation, it was so bad for me. And I didn't realize it either. I didn't realize all of the bad habits that had been stacked on each other. And I needed to I needed to be told. I really needed to learn,
Mhm.
honestly, what I was doing that wasn't benefiting me, and I needed some structure and stability.
Yeah. And I remember when you mentioned this throughout the 6 weeks that you kind of recognize, like, oh my gosh, I'm learning a lot, but wow, I'm actually unlearning so much that maybe was a little bit unexpected. But I think that that is something like that has unfolded into such a beautiful revelation for you, which is like kind of
Mhm,
maybe why we titled this video, How You Got Your Mind Right and Then Your Body Followed. Because
mhm,
as you know, with all those habits, like, it's happening up here and it's a trickle
mhm.
down effect then down here. And so I think the concept of unlearning is so powerful, especially for people who have done so many different things and programs and,
Mhm.
all the things.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I just am like, I need to sit on that word for a second again because it's so good. So then tell me what happened, like achievements, where do you feel like you are now in comparison to very short period of time ago, about 9 weeks now?
Yeah, so basically, I told myself I'm going to give 100%. I'm going to read every post. I'm going to reply to every post. I'm going to show up to every workout and do what is expected of me because I owe it to myself. I deserve this. I want to feel good. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel confident. And if Chloe says she can help me do this, then I need to give 100% because she's giving 100% to, see if this is actually going to work for me. And what I didn't realize was that I was, like you said, I was going to have to unlearn so many things that I thought were totally fine. And really, I, I was reading posts and I was like, really? I had no idea. Things that the fitness industry doesn't tell you because that would make them go out of business or, they wouldn't sell enough of their products anymore if you knew these things. And I was like, holy crap. So these tiny changes that I started making in my life that were not hard, it was just different. I started seeing like my body felt better. I didn't see, like the acne started going away, started clearing up. I didn't have all these cravings that I normally had been having. And trust me, I like my snacks. So it's like, it's not that there are any special magic tricks. It's just like I incorporated these small little tricks into my routine and the effects, like I just started, I remember messaging Chloe and I was like, I did this and this is my result and I feel so great. And she was like, girl, you got this.
Yeah.
And honestly, so then after that, I started incorporating more and more of the things that she was saying because clearly it was working. And I started feeling so much better about myself. And I could tell that my confidence was going up because I was like, if I'm going to give 100% to the program, like I also want to give 100% to myself and to take the time to, like appreciate myself because I know that if I do these affirmations, like I'm going to start to believe the things that I'm saying. And even now I'm like, so my hair doesn't look great. Who cares? I no longer, care so much about what other people think. I'm feeling a lot more like I'm putting a lot more of my energy into what I think of myself instead of what other people think of me. And that has been like a whole lifestyle change in and of itself.
That, like, I have goosebumps over here. I'm over here like, oh my gosh, because that is really what it's all about, right? Like, and for you, it was such a beautiful mix of not only really feeling like your self trust and your self confidence was increasing, but also like seeing physical changes in lots of different ways. Like the two were like in line. And you were also such a beautiful example of one of my mottos with clients is show up. that's like, we have to show up. I don't care if it's ugly. I don't care if you don't feel great about it, but we have to show up. And that is truly something that I think you embody, and still do, is that concept of like, I am going to do this, and I'm going to trust, and I'm going to learn, and I'm going to be open to receive results, to receive coaching. All of that stuff is so beautifully embodied in you. And I'm like, I'm like, this is amazing. I'm so thankful for you. So then tell me, we'll kind of just wrap it up. One thing, if you had to pick one most helpful aspect of just the first 6 weeks of the Confident Women program, what would that be?
Say that again.
The most helpful aspect of the program. So like, out of all the things that we did, all the things that you learned, what was the most helpful?
Okay, so definitely the accountability, because there were times where I thought that I had screwed up. Like, I was like, Chloe, I just did a dumb thing. And I felt so bad about it. Like, I was like, I could just be done now. I just screwed it out. Like, all this progress that I just made, and all this money that I just spent on all this like good food that I was trying to, work so hard. And then I bought like a Reese's cup and I ate it on the way home. And I'm like, Chloe, why did I do that? And honestly, just having the accountability, and for her to just say, hold on, let's just take a step back and like talk about how you, like, what you're really feeling about it. Like, are you upset? Are you disappointed? Do you feel bad? And also, let's just move past it, because what you do sometimes is way less important than what you do most of the time. And like, so many of her little phrases that she says has stuck with me. And I say them to myself to remind myself that this isn't a 6-week journey. This isn't a 3-month journey. Like, I'm trying to teach myself these good habits for the rest of my life. And so if I can retrain my brain to say these positive things and to keep going, just to keep going, and to not quit 6 weeks in, or quit stopping after 3 months of it's working, but I'm gonna go back to my old ways because I don't know, that's what I know. But sticking with it and just riding it out, because you're making these great changes and you're feeling better, and it's a lifestyle change. It's really a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. It's not any sort of a fad. It's getting your mind right, getting your body right, and feeling better about yourself.
Ah, oh, I promise, for anybody watching this, I didn't tell her to say any of this because it's so good. So, okay, let's end on this. If there was one thing you could tell someone who is kind of on that fence, like a little bit scared to take the leap to join Confident Women or to work with me at all, what would you tell them?
I would say it's really easy to just grab the quick fixes. It's also really easy to revert back to your old ways. And if you're ready to stop doing the quick fixes, if you're ready to have sort of like a normal life, I say that, but like saying yes to people and having a plan in your head when you go out to dinner with people, being able to trust that you're going to stick to that plan because you've built that trust within yourself. Like, if you're ready to quit wishy-washy and, oh, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that, and just have like the consistency in your life, that you feel good, that you trust yourself, that you can make decisions based on what is going to be the best for you, it's absolutely time to start Confident Women.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I am so, so, so endlessly proud of you. You know this, but I'll tell you again in a public space. So proud of you. So excited for the fact that this is literally just the beginning is freaking cool too. And so thank you for taking the leap for yourself and for trusting me to be your guide. I'm endlessly grateful for that. So anyone who is watching this, I'm opening enrollment, not yet, but in December, it's going to open up again. So if you have any questions, I would imagine Haylee would be very open to chatting about them, but of course I am as well. So thank you again, Haylee. Thank you everyone for watching, and just keep being awesome because you're so awesome. and I will
Thank
talk to you
you.
really soon.